What's up, Violators? At Jimmy Thump here. Today we have Cee Gee, producer, gamer, really good beats. You're gonna want to check him out at the end of this one. Check out how he got to where he is today and what influences him. It's the Violator Podcast.
Alright, what up, everybody? Top to top, it's your boy Jay, Super Saiyan Jaffe.
Cool guy JD on the IG.
And at Jimmy Thump on the computer.
This is the one and only Cee Gee in the place to be, Mr. Green 520.
My guy, what's good, man? Thanks for coming on.
What's up?
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
man.
what up?
What's going on, brother?
And well, first off, I'm gonna say, man, first guest of 2020.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. New year, new decade, also new album.
That's
on the
a
way.
fact. New album.
Yeah,
New
okay,
album.
all right.
We gonna get into that January 27th.
Yep.
Let's see the
Classical gifted.
classical gifted. Look at that. Violators. First of all, that's fire.
Yeah, that's a flyer, by the way. I wish I put the album, the actual album cover to it too.
Oh, you haven't dropped the actual album cover yet?
No, the album cover's in there.
Oh.
But like this is more like a promo.
Gotcha.
Especially the one what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, I see you. You know, you definitely repping.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely repping. First things first. That chain is dope as hell.
Oh yeah.
It's a good wood joint?
Yep, it's a good wood joint.
Good. There we go.
Yeah,
That
but
shit was
I had that. I had that since like a couple years ago. Cause that was because I brought it at the mall.
When it was a Goodwood, when I had the Goodwood spot.
Yeah,
I remember that.
at the Crane, like back in during the Galleria day.
That was like 2012, 2013.
It was like 2011 and
2011?
2013.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Hell yeah. So, man, like I said, man, the reason we got you on, man, we love your work, man. We definitely tapped in. Me, you, James plugged in, tapped into your stuff. First off, before I start anything, I want to say, man, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
That's a fact. How'd you get in producing?
How'd I get into producing? I got into producing since like 2000. I did my first beat in 09.
Okay.
Well, because originally, because back then I wasn't even thinking about making beats before that. Because I was originally want to be a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know when I was a kid, like you know I was born in the '90s and
Shout out to the 90s, babies. Me too. All of us.
Yeah, I was born in the early '90s and I was already tapped into music was coming out during then, and then like.
That was from like family, just putting on.
Well, like family, because this was during like listening to radio and watching music videos era,
right?
And then like and also like wherever they listen to the music you just tapped in. But for me, like when the transition from like for me, because like the commercial rap was good. But then when the underground rap was like, it just took me to the next level because I was like I said, College Dropout came out and I was already listening to Roots and Mos Def and Talib Kweli and Slum Village.
And to be honest, I can hear that in your beats. I can hear that real hip hop feel. I can hear that in your beats.
Yep.
So it's fun that you even say that, so that like. I already know who your influencers are. So
yep, and also this group, Little Brother. Mm-hmm. Yep, and because that was when the listening was out by then, and then like once when I heard them, I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know. I was like, because I don't know where to get it because this is before YouTube, and then I kind of like got one of the songs and burned it to the CD and made it the playlist. And that was like you listen to the CD player and then you just had it on repeat,
right?
And had it on repeat and then had it on repeat and then I just got in the sound by then, not by making beats yet.
Right. So man, you had a savage ass creative journey to even just get to the point where you wanted to even start creating your own?
Yeah, it seemed like growing up, you always kind of wanted it. Like you always had your vision for the music, even stuff that you brought in yourself. You always kind of wanted to have it like your way and tinker and tune it, like just even the way you would record and play it to yourself. It seemed like you always had like some sort of need to play with it and make it your own, sort of.
Yeah, going from a Tribe to Wu, and then having a transition to the more commercial hip hop, early 2000s. I mean, yeah, you put that together, man. You create your own sound. That's what I wanted to talk about. So, when you making your beats, like, what's your creative process? Like how do you create your beat? Like, you do a studio, your crib. Like, how do you put your beat together? What ear do you have in that moment?
Well, after I did my first beat in 2009, because I did it through my cousin, because my cousin had a studio in his dad's crib in Virginia.
Okay.
And then, because after when I was try to do more when I came home, and then that was the broke days era in '09, and then
We all had them.
yeah, and then once the next decade came, which is past now, and then I was already like click up with this partner that who I was in the program at the time, and then at the time we were solely I told him what I was going to do in the beginning.
Right.
And then and then we were just, because we was already tapped in with the music shit that early on.
Right.
And then once because he was the MC, by the
Okay.
way. And then once when because I wanted to try to make beats, but I didn't have no machine yet or software, so it was just like I was on a DJ role, and then I just download some of the instrumentals for him to just rap over, and then we would just like tape we would just record tape recording through the phones and then play the music and then make ourselves as like a awesome.
Them grinding days, boy.
It in that demo, and then but we still we just had it on. Like me, we still had it, and I still got that shit in my in like my hard drive.
Word.
Yeah.
You gotta
Crazy.
release that, boy. Release that joint, them
yeah,
early days.
I mean, I still got that through my beats too. But that's why I want to get there. So after we did that, like my partner was kind of going through some like crazy shit at the time, so he ended up like leave town for a bit because he went to Ohio, and then I ended up went back to the school program that I was had, and then get myself situated, and then cause, I had to I had to get myself processed, and then I was already starting I still want to learn how to make beats, but then I wasn't in there, and then I started going to Guitar Center, and then that's where I seen my first witness of like machines and then equipments and all that was you just get your foot, and then even this stuff that we had that you probably got it from there.
Right.
And then once and then I was just practicing like how to do the drums, and then I didn't know about like doing with the samples yet.
Right.
And then once when I did the the practice of that, and then I kept on doing it. And after I had then once 2011 hits, and I started having I started having my first paycheck from my job, and then I was spending a lot of time at the mall, at the gallery at the time, because I was visiting my friend who was working who was working there, and then after that, I was going to this Best Buy, and then I seen this program, this software where that you could just create your own beats, and then so I bought it for $60, and then I came home and I installed it, and then I seen it because I already had drum breaks and samples all prepared, for me to to see how I want to create, and then
Right.
and then once I did that, like I did the first beat I did, and then I was like, I had to. I know what I was doing, looping in and put the drum breaks together, and plus I put the drum kits, and then I got the my sound. I did that, and I kept doing another one. I kept doing another one, and like I just like I was creating back then.
That's what I'm talking
There
about.
you go. Gotta start somewhere.
Damn
That's just
right.
crazy, man. Just all it takes is that first step, man.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that first piece of equipment, and then boom, you got it. Work on the way up.
$60, invest in yourself, man. You already know Violators. Yo, but what I think is dope, like I said, going through your catalog, I see you produced Broadway Joes with Westside.
Yep.
Talk about that for a minute. How do you connect with Westside Gun and one of your beats are used? What that was on Hitler?
Hitler Herman's 7.
Hitler 7, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's how do you
One of my favorite tracks.
yeah, actually Broadway Joes is fire.
Yeah, I appreciate you tune in.
Oh yeah. We always tap that.
Right.
Tap that. But how does that connection even form?
Man, I met Westside Gun like in late 2014. Cause I was like I was already friends with him on online, like I think like 2013 or 2014, and then I was already friends with him, but not like on like music shit, because at the time I was still making beats during that period, but I didn't know what was going on like in the Buffalo scene at this particular moment. So after when I step my foot in the Buffalo scene, and then during that year, and like I was already building with connected with friends and artists, and then start going on the shows, and also I was putting together my first project, during that time, and then after I was announcing, like Wes just was put together this event called it was like he was promoting or getting ready to prepare dropping the third Hitler.
Right.
He already did the 2 Hitlers. I didn't know he was did the 2 Hitler, and then around that same time he brought Cee Gee in from Brooklyn. For those who may not be aware of him.
Okay.
So he was I already knew Cee Gee, like I was listening to him, but then when he brought him to the city, that was like the mind blown. I'm like, oh shit! I used to listen to this nigga like all the time, and then meeting him in person, that was like that was like crazy to see it in person. And I was meeting him, and also I met like West around the same.
Many people that you like looked at, and you like their work.
Right.
Like, you with them, you bumping shoulders with them.
And then I was bumping West, and also I met Conway that night too.
Okay.
Yeah, I met Conway that night, and then Derringer, who was DJing that night, because I already knew Derringer since like prior to that, because I used to see him DJing like up on Allentown at the time.
Okay.
Cause I was starting going there around that same year, and then cause I knew him when he was doing DJ, but then later on I didn't know he was making beats.
Right.
And I heard his shit. I was like, wait a minute, this is like, it was like crazy. And then so after when I was chilling the vibe, and then that was like, and I was connected with people a little bit, and then because that was and then like I don't know if you're familiar with this place called it used to be a club up on Washington Street up on I think it's Imperial or Pulse
Impulse?
Impulse
On Washington?
Yep.
No, I don't think it was Impulse.
Or Impulse or
Imperial. That sounds familiar.
Imperial, because that
might have been Imperial.
yeah, because that's where we was at. That's where I met him at.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I met him at. And then this was like around the holiday time, by the way. So like so I was like, just showing her like the vibe, and then I was like, and I told him like 5 years ago that I wanted to do music with him. So I just like, so we just kind of connected by then.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, there was unknown outside from the from Buffalo,
Right.
and I was unknown unknown through here.
To Buffalo.
Yeah, through Buffalo. So I had to start like,
Get your
like
city first.
I had to get the city in and go on different shows and still still building my beats.
Mm-hmm.
And also I was building my first album at the time, which is The Research. And then
January 27th.
well, actually this is the
Oh,
second.
not the research. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early plug.
Yeah, this is this is 2015. by the way.
2015, okay.
Where I was going, like, cause I did my first album. I was putting together my first album at the time, and then while they was like, this is when I was building Griselda around that year, cause I was mostly building Conway more in the West because I didn't realize he was staying. I didn't realize that Gunn was staying in Atlanta.
Right.
And then and I was seeing Conway cause I've been bumping heads with him more in the West, and then sometimes with Danger too.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they was working. This is like when Devil Rejects, the first one and the second one was putting together, and then around that year, and I was one of the first people that cause I was like copping like everything they did like early on. And then,
Right. Just tapped in early.
Yeah, I got the original presses of the physicals of the Devil Rejects, the third Hitler, and I had a Hall & Nash tape, and I had the Reject too, cause the nigga the Khan just pulled over my house when the tape came out.
Right. Okay. Is that the one with the album cover where they show he facing
Yeah.
behind and show the bullet in the back of the head?
Yep. Yeah, that was most like the most groundbreaking tape they ever
That
did.
shit was hard.
Yeah, and then I tapped in, and then around that same time, during this whole progress, I was like, I met Brenny around that during that year too, cause even though he wasn't with them yet, but even though because they was already connected like back in the days,
Right.
but not through Griselda Brenny yet. So like I was already building with him. And then him, and mind y'all, like I was initially want to do music with them,
Right.
and then but at the time they was starting to get the foot in the door. I was like this music shit, and then once then, so and then West was putting together the Fly God, at the time, and then that was a ill-ass album by the way, and then I was only because I was buying their physicals. I was buying like vinyls, because I had like the early the Hitler 2 vinyls and the Fly God early
Right.
vinyls, and then I still got that shit in my house, and then I want to try to get everything I could, but but it was one of those like the the shit is being gone.
Limited releases.
Yeah, it been
Them motherfuckers is grabbing them early.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then like cause I got like fuel, in my house, and then even though these internet heads been like been selling that like for sell that that's the whole check you had to spend.
That's a fact.
And then they was already dropping music during like 2016, and then I didn't see them performing until when Conway was put together this show at the Mohawk at the Halloween. That was the same night that because Status Selector was DJ that night, and then he brought Mayhem DeLorean, and he brought Prodigy.
I remember that. I remember that.
Then that was an ill ass like show.
I remember when Prodigy was here.
Yep.
I didn't go to the show, but I heard great things about it.
Yep, and then how I was the that was a crazy ass night. And then that was like, it didn't like, that wasn't the same. And then the year later when like I was completing, around the time I was completing my first album, and then that's when Benny got joined with Zelda, and then Kanye West got put under the Shady
Umbrella.
Umbrella. That was a huge game changer for like.
Oh yeah, first in the town to get a major deal.
For the city, and then so I like because I always see that through then, and then like because I was already like and then I was there for, like, through the sold out like shows, and then like
You saw the grind and you saw the come up for real.
Yeah.
Because 2019 they had it all the way on lock. 2020 is even bigger for them. So, but you was there at the beginning when they was still popping in Buffalo, not outside the region, but Buffalo's own.
Right.
So that's dope. That's
yeah,
dope.
I did. I was there for that. Like even though even though I knew they was doing it in the beginning because my partner who was told me about them early on. Even though I didn't know about them because I wasn't even tapping the music, popular music at the time. Even though early I did, but not fully in.
Right.
So I was just like, so I kept on like see the grinding I did, what they did, and then I was doing the same thing too, and then I was still then I still haven't done any music with them yet, and then like because even though I get asked questions that when did y'all send any beats to the West or Con or Benny, and I'm like, I mean like I did because I had like I was doing beats through that time because this is when I transitioned myself. This is around the time that I transitioned from myself like making my beats because my early days I make my beats through computer first. And then like 2016, I bought my MPC studio, and then I got a beat machine now, and then because so after I did all that, like so I was trying to focus on like what it can hear, and then like sometimes that they'll hear it, and sometimes they'll like get to it. So I just like. Whenever they ready, I was ready. But then that one, so 2019 when they was on to something, and then once when like and then when I did the first and then I was still working on my second album at the time, and then. I was still building like the beats, and then even my sound was starting to get more like much better. And then once
your identity.
Yep, and then
your sound.
Yeah, my sound was getting a little like much like better like now. And then I was trying to like put something in that put together that the something they will rap on.
Right.
And then rap on because it's like. Because I had to get things prepared just in case they want something from me.
Right.
And then
you got to be ready.
And then once but then one day when that beat was put together when the day before Benny Plugs I Met was coming out.
Okay.
But then because I knew the beat was like because I heard something. I heard the something I flipped, and I was like, and then I was like it was a small loop, and then it was like a smaller loop. It was like a piano because it was like a piano. I was like, I want to just do this, and then the hard drum, and then I just like it was fast, and then I had to slow that down, slow it down, and then I was like. Slow it down. I was like, it was just like
because Broadway Joe's, it got that. How I'll describe it is that clean, grimy sound to it, and that's what I love. That's one of my favorite tracks on Hitler 7. Like I said, for those who know me, I'm a beat guy. I love beats. I listen to, obviously that sets the tone and the mood of the song.
Right.
So, if you could put bars on that, like somebody could rap. If you can get somebody to rap on a dope ass beat, that can go a long way in Broadway Joe's. Like I said, that clean, grimy sound, love it.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that beat was kind of like so like because like I was just making beats like time after time and day after day because I was just like once I heard it, I just like move on to the next shit, and then I move on and then like I just kept on doing the beats like two, 3 times, and like cause sometimes I save it and then sometimes I go back to it, and
Right.
then once like and then I didn't have no thoughts of who was gonna be rapping to it, and then until one day like a month later, almost a month later. And that was when Westside Gun was put together. Fly Guy's the awesome guy around that time, and then he was put together this celebration at the Mets Lounge, and I don't know y'all was there. Y'all heard or was there for that too, and then like I was having some situation went on that weekend that made me want to fall back on like maybe fall back on the music and then music scene at the time, and then like I was having like a really rough weekend, and then I had to go to that the release day party, to just get everything that I was kind of went through, and then somebody, this good friend of mine who was also she was in the scene. She recommended me that to do some beats for set of the beats for either for West or Connor and Benny, and I was like I'm on that because even though she didn't even know that I already had beats aside because
Waiting.
because I mean it was waiting on like what I got in the shape because I did the because I already did the cause that was the time I already did the research and I did the Green Giant with Frigid. And I was still tapped in on my second album, so I had to kind of kept on doing more.
Right.
And then how I presented to Wes, it was like I had to we was all partying, celebrating and shit, and then I pulled him on the side like on some small talk, and then I said like, yo, I got some beats, I'm gonna send, and then it's like, and then I had to like. Remind him the next day. I remind him the next day, and then remind him the next day, and then inbox it him, and then I email a couple just in case you want to hear, and I had that like in there too, and then so he just like so I sent it and then remind him and then I let him hear it, and then the next couple of days, and then he hit me back, and then like he chose when he chose, and I was like, do you want to just do whatever you do, and then because I didn't know we just move forward because I was playing my game at the time when he hit me back, and then I was just like cool. I was just cool. I didn't want to know nothing else.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know what else what happened, and then so. The next time I saw him was the back to school week when because he was put together this back to school giveaways at the Living Bee, and the last week of August, and he was in town for something, and then I end up being on my way there, and then I was going to the and I ended up like being there, just kicking it with him, and then he was pulling out his phone, and then he want to hear something, and it was a song that over my beat, and then I was like one of the first, and I even heard the song first,
Right.
and then like I heard it, I'm like. I'm like, oh shit! Like this nigga was rapping over my beat, and like, was rapping, like I got a little bit like speechless, and then like. And then I don't know what the title. I didn't know what the title was yet. And then once, cause I heard the song first, and I kind of wish I want to hear it again. I'm just gonna let it like smooth it out. And then I didn't even. And then cause I was there when he had his own day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there when.
I remember that. Yeah,
I was there when he had his own day. Mm-hmm. Cause that was the same day he played me the what was about to be Robert Jones.
Okay.
Yep.
That is dope.
Yeah, I had early access to it, and then
that's how it should be.
Yeah. But then once and I kept this whole thing like to myself because nobody was knowing that I had something because knowing I had something coming up.
You was keeping it low.
Yeah, I definitely did because I definitely did because that I want something a little bit because I didn't even realize that because I didn't realize this nigga was doing another Hitler project, by the way. So because he just did the Fly God, the Awesome God, and they just they're about to get things prepared for what Machine Gun do their major album release, and when his own album his own joint Hitler 7. Well, cause like I knew, cause I was like I've been IGing and tweets all like around just like just see what's going on and also promote my own shit too, and then I was like, and then I seen like and then I seen and I noticed that like he was about to do he had something else going on, which is Hitler 7, and then he dropped the artwork first,
right?
And then I was initially supposed to do more. Mm-hmm. I was initially supposed to do more because because he hit me up to see that do we have more for me to do. I was like, I'll see because I was just like moving around. And I did all that. I did all that process like during. I took some time off in the scene because I was in like because I didn't want to do because I was already dissolution of like the scene because of some fucked up situation I was in, and then once when close to the project was about to come out, and then the day that Benny had his show at the Plugs joint at the show place, he dropped the track listing and
Hitler 7.
Yeah, Hitler 7, and then I seen like cause I didn't.
You was looking at, you found your name on the credits.
I look at it. I see my now that the credits, the caption. I seen the caption. I'm like. I looked up, and then I'm like, I had to look that shit in again, and mind you, I was on my break. I was on break on my job, and then I seen it. I seen something. I'm like, and then like Broadway Joe's, and I'm on track number 2, and then once when I posted, man. Everybody and my whole social media was blowing up my stats and blowing up my comments and then it was like I was like wow, it was like, and then I was like wow, that kind of like got me there, and then like and plus I had to be there for the show. On that same night, because we were celebrating my placements,
right?
And then like because and even though the show was fucking sold out by the way, and it was raining that night, and then that was a Halloween, and because I was
put up,
I did put up, and then I was excited too. So and then. So after winning, they was announcing the placement, and then when they heard the song that like. It was the best.
You can't recapture a moment like that, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
And the song, and then the project came out, and I was like, that's some shit that you cannot skip.
Right.
After, because it's after the intro.
Yeah, that's the tone.
Yeah,
That's the tone of the album, or the project.
yeah. That's set the tone of the tape, and then that's something you cannot like skip, and then since then I've been seeing like people posting of the even response has been a little bit got crazy. I mean, I seen
That's that album cover. That's the one I saw in Times Square.
Yep, Tom. Yep,
Yeah.
Tom. I was just at New York. I just came from New York City like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, you saw it.
Yeah, I seen it because I was there for the cause I was there for a couple shows, and then including because West was performing at Sony Hall.
At Sony Hall, yeah.
With Rock Marcy, and then because I had to be there because of the the Hillary 7 was still buzzing.
Right.
And also my tape was about to be on the way because I was already finished recording at the time.
Speaking of a tape that's about to be on the way, so what's the album called? I know it's dropping January 27th, but you know what? Before you drop what the album is, what I want to know is this a compilation of like all your like older work, your best work, or is this all new? This all new Cee Gee?
Yep, it's all new Cee Gee.
Okay. Nice. So what's the name of it?
Classical Gifted.
Classical Gifted, and that's dropping January 27th.
Yep.
Okay. Got anything?
Yeah, man. I know we touched on this earlier off camera, but I love the James pointed out, but the classic Sega theme, man. I dig it, dog. That's you want to touch on that?
The Cee Gee, the logo, yeah.
The logo.
Yeah.
Well, video game has been part of my elements since I was a kid, and then
Me too. I've always been a gamer.
And then so far for this music shit has been kind of like was going. The game has been element too. So I was playing even though I was not a little bit in Nintendo at the time. Because the only best one that we was playing was the Mario Brothers 3, because my folks was playing that shit so heavily in my house,
right?
And then that was the days that you just whether you own it or you just borrow it, and then that was
more borrowing.
Yeah, it was borrowing. It was a borrowing era, and then once I got into Genesis, that's when that was we was playing Sonic and Streets of Rage and all the other classic shit that was
dope ass Streets of Rage concept I'm working on. I can't.
Oh, with our gear, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then even and then they had a new game coming out too.
Really?
Yep. Streets of Rage 4.
What?
Yep.
I still got every Streets
For
of Rage.
next gen consoles?
Actually, this generation console.
Okay.
Yeah, this generation console. Like the next one is not till later. Because they announced it 2018.
Yeah.
Because that blow my because all the time we was growing up, we haven't got another Street of Rage follow up.
Yeah.
Because because we had the time we was growing up, we had all three.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had all three, and then
I mean, it's only right we come from the best generation. And
then ever since all the games that started revitalized that was when Sonic started it was coming back. They was making the 2D game, and then there was that. We was all asking about the Streets of Rage, and then that's when I seen the clip and the video, and I was like, I was like, yo, I was amped about that.
Finally,
I was amped, and then and then I ended up got my PS4 because around that year too, because I was at put together the games, and
I'm a P4 guy too. He's Xbox.
Yeah, and
Stop acting like you didn't have an Xbox.
I'm a P4 guy now, so yeah.
but anyhow, so I ended up So like I was playing. So I was playing that game early on, and then I got into Sega early, and then I got into the PlayStation like early because I went through the first to the first to the fourth, and then like how I got and then during the time I was playing the game, the music has kind of hit me on. The soundtrack is kind of like tapped me like in. And then, like, while I was playing, I was like, I wonder how it sound. I could put my own twist to those soundtrack.
Right.
Cause the days that YouTube, I had to see what else or who else is doing those soundtracks. Even though I had to look in like Sonic like hip hop remix or Mario hip hop remix and. I heard those instrumentals that they flip over those classic soundtrack and some of be like some be hot and some of be fucking like whack.
Right.
Some of and I'm just gonna keep it real.
Keep it a
I'm
buck.
just gonna keep it real with that because because this is when like the modern day sound is now.
Yeah.
And then I heard it. I was like. I'm like, you know what, and that's when
This ain't it.
No, it's like, yeah, and that's when I started like put my own. And I started flipping at the same time I started making beats, fully, like 2011.
So what I gather is not only you a beat maker and a gamer.
Yep.
You on Twitch?
I never really. I got a partner who's I got a partner who's who's one of my frequent collaborator. He's on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have a Twitch because I'm not an online gamer myself because I don't have an internet access. My house. I'm just like like the days
Old
that
school.
Yeah, I'm on some old school shit like because when I'm not playing I'm not like make my beats. I'm just like. I'm just sitting on TV for like an hour to like play the games or while I'm listening to music or just listening without on my chill like days like when I'm off like off of my machine I'm just there in my bedroom and just like vibe it out for a bit and then like so gamer has been kind of like a part of my elements since like because I still and crazy shit that trip me out that I collect like I still got all the classic shit in my bedroom. I got Genesis, I got Nintendo, I got Super Nintendo, I got PlayStation 1.
64.
Well, I don't.
You don't got a 64?
No,
I still got my 64.
I'm gonna say we used to get it in on your 64.
I still got
no,
it.
because like I never play because I never played I never played another Nintendo system
After Super.
After Super.
well after Super because of that because there's certain games on the 64 was like some of them hot and some of them a little bit like
I never got into Donkey Kong, so.
Oh man,
Donkey Kong
I
was
used
great.
To love Donkey
I
Kong.
never got into
And it
Donkey
came
Kong.
with the expansion pack.
And then you got Donkey Kong Country 2. That was my joint on the Super Nintendo.
I couldn't get into it.
never
Not
I
Donkey
like
Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong
Country?
64.
Wow.
I didn't like the side scrollers, but I like 64 a lot.
64 was fun.
That was nutty, and it gave you the expansion pack. You needed that from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I hated that part. 'Cause if you didn't have it, you
never
couldn't
been
play.
into
Well, yeah, you needed extra RAM.
You know
you
what's
had to
so-
get extra RAM. It had like 8 megabyte or 64, I guess, because 64 megabytes of RAM in
Yeah.
that console. You need to upgrade it.
I got I got like PlayStation 1 to 4 games. And then and also Game Boy to when wherever I want to play the game and on the go.
Right.
So I've just been like collecting. I've been like collecting games, and putting it aside, making my own library.
Right.
And then
That's dope. A game collector. I like that.
Yep. And also music collector too.
Bro, you gotta take a picture of that. Post that up.
I've been posting this like the shit that doesn't come out. Like if you follow me, like I've been posting the days that it was coming out, and then because I'm the days that come out, and also the and also like and also the day that was was celebrating too, because pretty shortly I'm about to gather all the Sonic the Sonic collecting too, because I know they're coming up the movie. Mm-hmm. And
I saw that they had to redo a lot of the look of Sonic, which I saw the new look of them, and it's back to the original.
Yeah,
it should have been the first time.
I'm kind of curious about how the movie going to turn out. Because I'm very concerned because these video games because these films based on video games has been a little bit like
horrible.
It's been
horrible. Not one of them been good.
What movies we talking really?
Doom,
Every
Super Mario.
single one.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. They couldn't get Assassin's Creed right.
Wait, Super Mario, the joint from the 90s?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a bad movie.
Oh, that was one of the worst movies. Oh,
That's just
God.
that's a weird movie.
It's a
You,
fake.
you wouldn't even know it was based off
No.
of a game. Like,
And
it's-
the main characters, he was still off his Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
dude who played Mario.
and then John Leguizamo, who was like, even though he's a Hispanic guy, but he can't even get the even though they couldn't even get.
He's always going to be Benny Blanco from the Bronx to me.
Big
My
facts,
man
major
killed
facts.
Carlito.
All right, so man, dope ass conversation with you, brother. So January 27th, Classical Gifted. Okay, Violators, you heard it first. I'm definitely gonna be tapped in. We'll throw that flyer out there. Look at that. Cee Gee, man. Love the logo, bro. That shit is fire. But man, thanks for coming through with us, man.
Word.
Appreciate that, brother.
Great convo, brother.
Word.
Once again, man, it's your boy Jay Super Saiyan Jaffe.
Cool guy, JD.
Jimmy Thumb.
The one and only CG in the place to be.
We the Violators.